Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we embark on a fascinating journey through the lives of remarkable individuals to uncover the intricacies of human character and the profound impact of their choices. Today, we delve into the life of David Crosby, a musician, songwriter, and social activist who has left an indelible mark on the world of music and beyond. Born on August 14, 1941, in Los Angeles, California, David Van Cortlandt Crosby was the son of Alfred Crosby, a cinematographer, and Donna Wilson, an actress. His early life was marked by a blend of privilege and instability, with his family frequently moving between Los Angeles and New York City due to his father's work in the film industry. The nomadic childhood would later influence Crosby's free-spirited nature and his ability to adapt to new environments, much like a chameleon changing colors to blend into its surroundings. As a young boy, David found himself navigating the complexities of his family's upscale lifestyle, with its attendant privileges and expectations. His parents' marriage was marked by a sense of sophistication and cultural refinement, with frequent dinner parties and gatherings that drew in a circle of intellectuals, artists, and musicians. The Crosby's household was a hub of creative energy, where David was exposed to a wide range of musical influences, from the classical compositions of Mozart to the jazz improvisations of Charlie Parker and the folk ballads of Woody Guthrie. His mother, an avid music lover, encouraged his early interest in music, and he began playing the guitar at the age of 12, teaching himself the basics of chord progressions and fingerpicking. The folk music scene of the 1950s, with its emphasis on storytelling and social commentary, would have a profound impact on Crosby's future work as a songwriter. He was particularly drawn to the works of Pete Seeger, who used his music as a powerful tool for social activism, and the Weavers, whose harmonious blend of voices seemed to capture the essence of American folk music. As David delved deeper into the world of folk, he began to appreciate the art of storytelling through song, where the boundaries between music and poetry blurred, and the listener was transported to a world of vivid imagery and emotional resonance. The Crosbys' household was also marked by a sense of intellectual curiosity, with frequent discussions about politics, literature, and philosophy. David's father, a member of the Communist Party, instilled in him a strong sense of social justice and a critical eye towards authority. These early exposures to progressive ideals would later shape Crosby's involvement in the counterculture movement of the 1960s, where he would become a vocal advocate for peace, love, and social change. The dinner table conversations, filled with debates about Marxism, existentialism, and the role of art in society, helped foster David's critical thinking skills and encouraged him to question the status quo. As a young boy, David attended several private schools, including the prestigious Cate School in Carpinteria, California, nestled in the picturesque Santa Ynez Valley. However, his rebellious streak and difficulties with authority figures often led to clashes with his teachers and expulsion from school. Despite these challenges, Crosby's natural talent for music and his determination to pursue a career in the arts remained unwavering. He found solace in the company of like-minded individuals who shared his passion for music and his disdain for the conventional norms of society. During his teenage years, David became enamored with the folk music scene, attending concerts and coffeehouse performances by notable musicians like Pete Seeger and the Weavers. He also began writing his own songs, drawing inspiration from the likes of Woody Guthrie and Bob Dylan, who were redefining the boundaries of American folk music. These early influences would eventually coalesce into a unique sound that blended folk, rock, and psychedelia, characterized by intricate harmonies, poetic lyrics, and a sense of experimentation that pushed the limits of traditional music. The Los Angeles music scene of the late 1950s and early 1960s provided a fertile ground for Crosby's musical aspirations. He befriended other aspiring musicians, including Roger McGuinn and Gene Clark, with whom he would later form the Byrds. This period of experimentation and collaboration marked the beginning of a remarkable journey, one that would take David Crosby to the forefront of the music world and cement his status as a visionary songwriter and social commentator. The Byrds' unique sound, which blended the jangly guitars of folk rock with the harmonies of the Beatles, would go on to influence a generation of musicians, from the Eagles to Tom Petty. Rather, they were shaped by a complex interplay of family influences, cultural context, and personal choices. As the 1960s unfolded like a vibrant tapestry, David Crosby's musical career began to take shape, weaving together threads of creativity, experimentation, and innovation. In 1964, he co-founded the Byrds with Roger McGuinn, Gene Clark, Chris Hillman, and Michael Clark, forming a band that would leave an indelible mark on the music world. Their unique sound, which blended folk rock, psychedelic, and country elements, was like a breath of fresh air, captivating audiences and inspiring a new generation of musicians. The Byrds' early years were marked by intense creativity and experimentation, with Crosby's contributions playing a pivotal role in shaping their sound. Songs like "I'll Feel a Whole Lot Better" and "Everybody's Been Burned" showcased his burgeoning songwriting skills, while the band's debut single, "Mr. Tambourine Man," released in April 1965, was a resounding success, reaching the top of the Billboard charts and introducing the Byrds to a wider audience. The song's jangly guitars, soaring harmonies, and poetic lyrics seemed to capture the essence of the times, speaking to a generation of young people seeking change and freedom. As the Byrds continued to evolve, their music reflected the tumultuous social landscape of the 1960s. Their second album, Turn, 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 released in December 1965, featured a mix of folk rock and psychedelic elements, with Crosby's "It Won't Be Wrong" standing out as a highlight. The song's haunting melody and introspective lyrics seemed to tap into the mood of a generation, one that was increasingly disillusioned with mainstream culture and seeking alternative paths. In 1966, the Byrds embarked on a tour of the United Kingdom, where they were greeted as heroes by the British music scene. It was during this period that Crosby met and befriended other influential musicians, including Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck, who would later influence his work with the supergroup Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and sometimes Young. These relationships not only expanded Crosby's musical horizons, but also deepened his understanding of the power of music to transcend borders and bring people together. As the Byrds continued to tour and record, internal tensions began to rise. Creative differences and personal conflicts ultimately led to Gene Clark's departure from the band in 1966, a setback that could have derailed their momentum. However, the Byrds persevered, releasing their third album, Fifth Dimension, in July 1966. This album featured some of Crosby's most innovative work, including the epic 8 Miles High, which showcased his growing interest in Eastern spirituality and psychedelic experimentation. The song's complex rhythms, soaring guitar solos, and poetic lyrics seemed to push the boundaries of rock music, exploring new sonic landscapes and inspiring a generation of musicians. The late 1960s were a time of great social change, and David Crosby was at the forefront of the counterculture movement. He became an outspoken advocate for peace and love, using his music as a platform to express his views on politics, war, and social justice. In 1967, he attended the Monterey Pop Festival, where he performed with the Byrds and met other like-minded musicians, including Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. The festival was a watershed moment in the history of rock music, a celebration of creativity, experimentation, and rebellion that seemed to capture the essence of the times. As the decade drew to a close, Crosby's relationship with the Byrds began to fray. He was increasingly frustrated by the band's commercial direction and the limitations placed on his creative expression. In October 1967, he was dismissed from the band due to his erratic behavior and disagreements over their musical trajectory. This departure marked the end of an era for the Byrds, but it also paved the way for Crosby's next great adventure. In the spring of 1968, David Crosby began working on a new project with Graham Nash, formerly of the Hollies, and Stephen Stills, who had recently left Buffalo Springfield. This supergroup, known as Crosby, Stills, and Nash, CSN, would go on to create some of the most iconic music of the late 1960s and early 1970s. Their debut album, released in May 1969, was a critical and commercial success, featuring classic tracks like Sweet, Judy Blue Eyes, and Guinevere. The album's harmonious sound and thought-provoking lyrics captured the mood of a generation, cementing CSN's status as one of the most influential bands of their time. As Crosby looked out upon the tumultuous landscape of 1969, he reflected on the power of music to bring people together and inspire positive change. Music is a great natural high, he observed, and I think it can be a really powerful tool for changing people's minds. This philosophy would guide his work with CSN as they continued to push the boundaries of rock music and explore new themes in their songwriting. With CSN, Crosby found a new sense of creative freedom and camaraderie, one that allowed him to express himself fully as a musician and artist. The band's music was like a reflection of the times, a mirror held up to the hopes, fears, and aspirations of a generation. As they toured and recorded, Crosby, Stills, and Nash seemed to embody the spirit of the counterculture movement, one that sought to challenge mainstream values and create a more just and equitable society. As the 1970s unfolded like a vibrant tapestry, David Crosby's creative output continued to flourish with CSN, and later with the addition of Neil Young as CSNY. Their music remained a beacon of hope and social commentary, inspiring a generation to strive for change amidst the tumultuous backdrop of the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. The band's iconic songs, such as Wooden Ships and Ohio, became anthems of the anti-war movement, with their haunting melodies and poignant lyrics capturing the angst and disillusionment of a nation. These songs continue to resonate with listeners today, serving as a testament to the timelessness of Crosby's music and its ability to transcend generations. In the 1980s, Crosby faced personal struggles that would test his resolve and creativity. A highly publicized battle with addiction, which had been simmering beneath the surface for years, finally came to a head, leading to a stint in prison that would prove to be a turning point in his life. However, even in the midst of turmoil, Crosby's passion for music remained unwavering. He emerged from these challenges with renewed purpose, continuing to create music that reflected his introspection and growth. His 1993 album, Thousand Roads, marked a critical and commercial resurgence, featuring the poignant ballad, Hero, which showcased his ability to craft songs that were both deeply personal and universally relatable. The album's themes of redemption and self-discovery resonated deeply with listeners, who saw in Crosby's music a reflection of their own struggles and triumphs. Throughout his life, Crosby received numerous accolades for his contributions to music, including multiple Grammy nominations and inductions into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with both the Byrds and CSNY. In 2019, he was awarded the Americana Music Association's Lifetime Achievement Award, a testament to his enduring impact on American roots music. This recognition was not merely a nod to his past achievements, but also a celebration of his continued relevance and influence in the music world. As Crosby looked back on his life, he reflected on the power of music to transcend time and circumstance. "Music is the only thing that gets you out of your own skin," he once said. "It's the only thing that lets you be somebody else for a while." This philosophy guided his work as he continued to create music that inspired listeners to empathize with others and strive for a more just world. For Crosby, music was not merely a form of self-expression, but also a means of connection and community building. He saw in music the potential to bridge divides and challenge social norms, and it was this vision that drove him to create songs that were both deeply personal and universally relatable. One notable example of Crosby's commitment to social commentary was his involvement in the No Nukes concert in 1979, where he performed alongside other prominent musicians to raise awareness about the dangers of nuclear power. This event marked a pivotal moment in Crosby's career, as he used his platform to bring attention to a critical issue and inspire collective action. Throughout his life, Crosby remained an unflinching advocate for social justice, using his music as a powerful tool for inspiring change. David Crosby passed away on January 18, 2023, leaving behind a legacy of innovative music, impassioned activism, and unwavering dedication to his art. His life was marked by both triumph and turmoil, but through it all, he remained an unflinching advocate for the transformative power of music. Today, his work continues to inspire new generations of musicians and fans, ensuring that his impact will be felt for years to come. Through his music, he challenged us to think critically, feel deeply, and strive for a better future. His legacy serves as a testament to the power of art to shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. In the end, Crosby's story is one of redemption and transformation, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always the potential for growth and renewal. And so, as we bid farewell to this remarkable individual, we take with us the lessons of his life, that music has the power to transform, to inspire, and to connect us all in ways that transcend time and circumstance. That's all for today's Biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.